Today I'm going to actually talk about rapid image cycling. I'm going to talk about just a goofy way that I did it today. I just got off with a client and I thought, oh, I can share this with my Facebook group. Good morning, Candle. As you can see, I'm in my RV. I'm traveling in New Mexico now. Got my trusty companion here. Yay, Annie. Yeah, you gonna help? She goes, I don't know. All right, you can sit there. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of work with animals this week, and I use her as a surrogate sometimes, and that's really cool. And then sometimes I go out into the desert, and oh, there's the thing. Sometimes I go out in the desert, and I supplement the distance healing with some, I guess, ritual work, prayer work, something like that. And it's very creative and interesting. So good morning, Melinda. Good morning, Greg. Yay. All right. So I thought I would share just a way, if you're here and you don't know anything about rapid image cycling or the Bengston Method, you can, I'll put the links in below where you can go learn about that. But a lot of the people that have been here for a long time know about it. So I'm going to teach to them and teach like a modified version to you. So what we're going to do in a few minutes is I'm going to guide a visualization. And when I say, okay, start your cycle, that means a lot to people who know rapid image cycling. So whatever that means to you, do that at that time. Now, if you're here for the first time, your cycle refers to an imaginary spinning disc. All right. And if you're new, just imagine like a ball of light or a disc of light that's spinning, preferably behind your head, like behind you, like an inch or two, maybe about this big of a sort of circle. And because you want it to be in sort of it's like a trick to get it into the automatic part of your consciousness. You know it's there, but you can't really see it, so you can't manage it. So it's a way of doing it without doing it. All right. All right. Yeah, Bengston's having a free session tomorrow at 2 Eastern, so that'll be fun. Let's see. So, all right. So just this, one of the things with the Bengston Method is that you're supposed to play with it. And like there's a million ways to imagine a spinning disc. And I combine it with my experience as a sound healer where everything vibrates. So everything cycles, like everything. It's part of the makeup of everything. And tuning into various cyclical processes is part of playing with it. So I'd like you to, so we have our cycles of our breath, we have our heartbeat, which is a cycle, we have our monthly cycles as women, we have the cycles of like red blood cell turnover, we have the cycles of the day, the cycles of the year. We're like embedded in cycles. And there's a Taoist meditation called the Microcosmic Orbit. And I kind of tune in on all these cyclical meditations cross-culturally, because Bengston's not the first one that thought of like doing things in circles. It's like all of existence does this, which is, I think, part of why it works is that it's tapping into a fundamental reality of existence. But what the microcosmic orbit is that you imagine on your inhale coming up like a pearl coming up from your perineum up to the top of your head, and on the exhale you bring it down. So what I'd invite you to do is do that a few times, and then we're going to add the rapid image cycling to that. So you breathe, you imagine a pearl, you can have it inside your hara and have it come up and out your perineum and then down, and then inhale up your back and down, and inhale up your back and down. Good. And now let's imagine that as you inhale up your back, you're not just bringing a pearl up your back, but you are imagining all the energy of the earth coming up into you. and then it touches all the energy from the heaven coming down, and it bathes you down forward. Okay, good. Good. So you're bringing in the infinite resources of the earth on your inhale, and the infinite activation of those resources on the exhale. Okay, good. Keep doing that. Really just do it. Okay. And now I'd like you to imagine that you have a crucible, a container in your pelvis that can store this chi. Okay? So when you go up, you're gathering all this energy, these resources, this information, and it comes down and you store it in this crucible. And then on the exhale, you go up again. All right, so this is a Taoist meditation, all right? And it's a circle, all right? And so now what I'd like you to do is imagine that this circle has little teeth on it. And you can put a gear and attach the gear. It's like a chain going around. You can attach a gear to it so that, if this microcosmic orbit is going around once, this gear is going around many, many, many times because it's smaller. And then you can attach a smaller gear to that gear until it becomes almost infinitesimally small. And now attach your rapid image cycling list or your spinning disk of light to that several iterations of gears out. And let's just breathe. And you're simultaneously breathing the microcosmic orbit, and you're aware that it's breathing, it's like a motor. We're going to surrender this in a minute, so don't worry. It's like a motor that runs the cycle. And if the cycle needs to go like almost infinitely fast, just make smaller and smaller gears. Good. Good. All right. Now what I notice when I do this is I feel my cycle connected to my body in a deeper way. So I'm just playing with this. It doesn't mean it's the right way to do it at all. It's just, it's sort of like art, it's not like blue is the best color. It depends on how you're using the blue. So we're using this visualization of the microcosmic orbit, which is a very slow cycle, the cycle of the breath, to somehow pair it with a very fast cycle. And because it's paired with a rhythm that you can feel, not just think about, I think that's how it helps me. All right, good. And then I'd like you to let go of that and just watch your spinning cycle go at whatever speed or whatever location, or just notice if it's slightly different, or just play with it a little bit that way. What I'm doing is that my cycle is going, it's still vaguely attached to my breathing, but it's also attached to everything else. Like literally everything else. Good. And then let's make our cycles go so fast that they become still for all intents and purposes. Good. All right, good. All right, so we practiced our cycling. Now let's do the guided visualization. If you're watching this later on YouTube, just know that we're going to, on the Spirit Gate Cancer Support Facebook group, we do a distance healing every week. People submit names, and you can come in later and put the name for healing in the chat below this recording, and that will be included in the healing. I'm going to be reading some names, and that will be what that is. There's no right or wrong way to submit your names. You can submit them energetically. I'm researching this attachment to the physical, because I really experience, like with hands-on healing, that hands-on can enhance, doesn't always enhance. It's, again, that color blue, like, oh, blue is best, like hands are best, not necessarily, but often, just like blue is often a cooling influence in a painting, often hands-on is an activator and an enhancer of energy healing. Not always, and there's certainly workarounds, especially since we're doing distance healing now. But I'm interested in how to connect to the physical, because we're trying to get real live tumors to go away, physical tumors. And so what's the mechanism? All right. And if you want to learn how to just cool down a hot cancerous tumor, I have a little 1-hour training on my website, spiritgate.com. And I'll post the link to that. Hopefully I'll remember. Right now I'm doing a lot of work. I've already started the healing. And if you want to help the cause, there's a donations page on my website, and I'll put the link to that. And again, it's just so there can be an exchange of energy. I'm happy to do this for free, really am. But just appreciate any exchange of energy, even if it's well wishes. Another way to exchange energy is to buy my book and comment on it in Amazon. So my book is There is Another Way, Energy Medicine for Pets with Cancer. Okay, great. All right, so let's do the healing.